Hi, my name is Neeraj from Corporate Citizen, and today we have with us Mr. Punit Goyal. He is part of Tutorialspoint, one of the rising EdTech names in India today. Sir, could you tell us how the idea to start Tutorialspoint came about?
I think it was started back in 2006, 2007, when the content was highly unstructured. We were trying to learn about HTML, something very basic as HTML, and then we realized that the course, the content is highly unstructured, it's all over the place.
Right.
We don't know where to start from, where to end. And then we felt that if we are facing this problem, everybody else also might be facing this problem.
Okay.
So why not create the tutorials, host them at a point, and we called it Tutorialspoint.
All right. Were you always inclined to be a teacher growing up? Is that why you gravitated towards the EdTech sector?
I think there's a different kind of a satisfaction when you are a teacher, trainer, or a mentor to somebody, right? The difference you bring to somebody's life.
Right.
And what better than having a platform like this where you're able to reach masses.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So did you start offering certified courses from the beginning itself, or did you start later?
It was part of the evolution. Actually, we started with free content, which we started writing on the website. And like, it's as simple as if you go on Google and write a basic word like learn Java, Python tutorial, you will find us in top 3.
Okay.
And we wanted to keep content free of cost because we feel education should be democratized. Everybody has equal right to education. And in that scenario, we didn't have a way to track if a person X has finished the entire course or not. Then, because of the demand which we were getting from our learners, we ended up adding a section where we started offering certificates, but then they come at a cost. Still, major part of our website is catering to the audience who can come and learn free of cost.
That's excellent. And we also know that you have a vast library of educational material. So if you could just put that in perspective, how vast is it actually?
It is huge. Just to give the numbers, we have about 12,000 courses, 5,000 ebooks on our platform. We have more than 2 lakh pages worth of content on the platform. On an average, we get 1 million users per day who visits our website.
Right.
We get around 100 million hits every day. So that's a kind of a richness of the content, the breadth of the content which we have.
That's excellent. We know India is now the 4th largest economy in the world. We are actually galloping towards becoming a $5 trillion economy. So in such a space, what role do you see the EdTech sector in, and what scope does it have to grow?
I think education in itself, and EdTech specifically, right, has to be the founding pillar, or rather, it was the founding pillar if the economy has to move forward, right, if we have to become what you're talking about, right? I feel education and healthcare are the 2 founding core aspects.
Right.
And if we have to reach masses, given the diversity we have in India as a country, the amount of people, learners out there, I think EdTech is one of the easiest platforms through which we can reach even to rural masses. These days, everybody's having a mobile. It has become so very digital.
Right.
And EdTech becomes a natural joyful.
Right. So when you see India, in fact, has 140 crore population. So what is the barrier to democratize EdTech right now? Is it the price point? Is it reach? What do you think? And how can we overcome that?
I think it's a bit of a both, and that's what we are trying to at least do on our platform. Like I said, most of the content is free. If somebody wants to become a Java engineer, he can learn entire Java free of cost on the platform.
Right.
We created it to an extent where you can not just read the Java concepts. We also have a compiler on the platform. Somebody can just go and start coding about Java. And it doesn't even have to pay a penny. And even if he wants a certificate, the certificates are starting from 300 rupees. But it was sad to see that some of the competitors, they give certificates at 50,000, 1 lakh. And that is where I think the affordability becomes a challenge.
Okay.
So I think, these are the ethos on which the platform has been created by our founders.
Right.
And we continue to stay true to it. And that is, I think, one of the drivers which will make India a $5 trillion economy.
Absolutely. I think once the pandemic started, EdTech was one of the most fund attracting sectors, I believe. And then for a while, it's reduced now. Do you think it's again going to attract a lot of funds going forward?
I think EdTech is here to stay, come what may. Be it even the pandemic, I think, just made people realize the long due importance which this sector deserves, right? Because the idea of virtual learning was not relatable to many out there. And then come pandemic, people had no other choice. Now with the advance of future skills like NLP, AI, ML,
Right.
I think EdTech is the only way where the masses can get educated about these new technologies which are coming in and which will keep coming in.
Right.
Right. I mean, let's say a technology comes tomorrow, and if somebody wants to learn about it, EdTech is the only way where you can start learning.
Okay. Sounds right. So we'll just wrap it up with two more questions. We move on a little bit to your, personal side. How do you find the time to relax? Do you think you can strike the right work-life balance with such a hectic schedule, or you think that doesn't exist?
I think it depends on the perspective, right? What do we call as relaxing versus what is hectic? I think when you're working in a certain setup which gives you a lot of peace and has a passion which drives you, I think that gives you that mental calm,
Right.
which you want. At least that's how I look at it. And I know our founders also look at it that way. Like what we are doing in Tutorialspoint is for a cause.
Okay.
And the moment we get a phone call or an email from an institution or from a student, said your content made a difference in my life and I could get a job and I was a farmer's son. And then because of what we learned through your platform, I'm able to look after my family now.
Right.
I think that gives you that content.
It does.
Right. So, yeah. So that's our idea of it.
Right. And what's your philosophy of life?
Philosophy of life is leave a legacy behind. Something which you are doing not just for yourself, but for the society.
Okay.
I think all of us owe it back to the society. We need to give it back in whatever shape and form and size we can, right? I'm not saying it has to be monumental, but then I think all of us have capability to make a difference in somebody's life. And we should do that to whatever extent possible.
Right.
That's how I start my day and try to end with.
And one last question, sir. What's your idea of relaxation? When you do have the time for yourself, what would you like?
Idea of relaxation. So I'm a outdoor enthusiast. Somebody who likes trekking, hiking, biking with a good set of friends. So whenever I get a time, 2-3 months, take a break and then go to some places where mobile network will not be there and then just be with a set of people whom you like to enjoy life with.
Right, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us here at Corporate Citizen. And it was an absolute delight to have you on our having podcast.
It's been an honor.
Thank you.